Hey guys, Dream here, and welcome to not a let's play or not a sidetracks, but more of I don't know what to call this video yet, but we'll figure it out. I'm currently on my main account to do this, but I wanted to talk about the update that's going to happen on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, and what it means for us as Star Stable players. I also want to apologize. I did not realize that my recordings were skipping frames. I thought it was my editing programs that was doing that, but reality is that my OBS Open Broadcast Studio was actually causing the frame skips, and that was because of some settings that I pulled off of a couple YouTube videos that said these are the best settings for 2018, 2019 for OBS. What I didn't realize, it was for a version of the NVIDIA graphics card that I didn't have. They were for the RTX, and I have the GTX. So that, I didn't want to fight with the settings, so my OBS settings were reset, and I found out though that my NVIDIA graphics card does actually come with its own recording. It comes with the GeForce Experience, which allows me to record my in-game videos. And also, after doing some tests, it lets me record my voice as well. So, yay! That's something we're gonna do. I'm gonna try and do for a little while and see how that works. Either way, are you guys getting tired of me saying in either case, what I want to talk about is the update that's coming up tomorrow, July 16th, 17th. What is today's date? Okay, so July 16th is today, so July 17th is the update. And I forgot that the closer you get to that festival, the music's gonna play. But July 17th is the next update for Star Stable, and they gave us a hint for the update. Now, they have been given hints, and if you heard a click, that was my phone, because I have a single screen, so I have to open my phone to get the news update. But if I had a double screen, I'd have the second screen with the news update. Oop, wrong app. Okay. Yeah, and I'm just running around in circles here. Sorry. But Star Stable gave us a hint for the next update. And said hint had to do with the horse market. So right now, the horse market is over at Steve's, which we're going to run over there real quick and see what they got for horses. I don't need to see, but, you know, just to give you guys something to look at. But the hint for this week's update is dealing with the horse market. And maybe, I don't know, but maybe possibly James is going to get updated this week too. It's not a guarantee. Star Stable did tease after last Wednesday that they had shown the full model for James at Fort Pinta. So James may be getting his update this week or next week or sometime soon. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, so the horse market here is the focus of next update. And hopefully I'm still holding around 60 frames, 80 frames. Okay. I have a FPS counter in the top corner that tells me how many frames I'm getting. I have a lot of bad frames in the Silverglade village area because there's so many players around. I usually can top around 100-something frames in some of the areas, but various areas it's between 80 and 90. Okay, So, back on track. And this is probably going to be a two-part recording because I'll do a recording for the update. This is the current horse market. Now, the horse market moves every 2 weeks. So we usually have 1 week it's up and running. Then the next week it is shut down and is moving to another location. And then the week after that it's up and running again. And they usually have a quest where you can get a small amount of player experience from Ferdinand and Eddie. Yeah, Eddie. I couldn't see her name. But they haven't been giving us those experience points for the past few weeks. And this is probably because the next update, they're going to have a permanent spot somewhere in the Silverglade area. The update says Eddie and Ferdinand have been traveling around with the horse market for a long time. They're getting tired of always moving around. So with some help from the Baroness, they decided to make a bit of a change. They've also found some popular horses in new coat colors. What's going on exactly will be revealed in next Wednesday's update. Okay, so this means that somewhere in Silverglade, we will have a permanent spot for the horse market. Assumingly, they will still sell the old horse models, but these new models that are these new horses that's coming out, there's been some speculation of what those horses are going to be. And I'm not going to say, and I just had a frame skip there. Hopefully that's not going to affect anything. I'm not going to say what those horses are. There's been a leak running around, and it's either true or not true. There is some merit to the leak, unless the person who posted it on Instagram is trolling people, which is highly possible. But there is a little bit of merit to the leak. I can tell you that it's not 3 coats. It's more than 3. And it is a horse that's currently in the game. At least according to the news post too. What we can't say, or we don't know, is where this is going to be. So, basically, the where has been speculated. And I've posted on one of the Facebook groups on where I think it's going to be. And a couple people said where they think it's going to be. A lot of people think it's going to be near Silverglade Manor because the Baroness is involved. I personally think it's going to be near Fort Pinta. Now, the market, yes, it could stay where it is, but it's got to work with the other market, the traveling market that sells clothes. They're not the same markets. But my pick for where it was going to be is not within Fort Pinta itself and not even at Fort Pinta docks. I stumbled on, and I'm not sure if this was ever updated, but this little area right here was my pick. It's a wide enough area because the market doesn't take up much space at all. They also recently updated the little trail down here for the Fort Pinta daily race. So this was updated about a few weeks ago. And they added all these rocks and whatnot in this area. Now, the only reason why I would say this may not be the area is because of the Fort Pinta race. It grazes this little area. So normally the race comes up this way and you're supposed to go through here and through here. Now, that's not enough to actually affect this little area here. In fact, it could extend out to here, where the picnic tables and everything are. I think this is just probably a logical place for them to put it, because there's no place in Moreland that they can put it if they want to keep it open for new riders. Moreland has no space, unless they take up the space near Jasper, which they have festival spaces over there. They're not going to do that. They also have areas between Fort Penta and Moreland that's related to Quest. So that's also a no-go. And plus, the pony race also runs through this whole major area here. So, again, a no-go. Now, another area people have suggested was near the manor. And we're just going to run all the way over there, and I will be back once I get over there. So, be right back. Alright guys, I'm back, and we're now at Silverglade Manor. Now, the horse market is not going to go here in the first place. This is just a starting point here. Did they add more trees? It looks like they added more trees to this area. I think they added more trees. Yeah, it looks like they added more trees. Either way, I know they added one of the new stalls over here for selling food and whatnot. So, Silverglade Manor, everybody thinks that, or a good number of people think that the update is going to have the horse market near this area, because of Miss Baroness over here was mentioned. And a few people have mentioned, oh wow, my frames dropped quite a bit. Maybe they're dropping because I'm recording at the same time, I don't know. But a few people have mentioned that maybe the horse market could take up residence in this paddock over here. Now, I don't agree with this. The reason being is that, yes, this is a wide enough... The problem is that they have a show jumping event that's for the different breeds every now and then here. So this area I don't think would be the suitable place for the horse market, and in all accountability I don't think it's a good spot anyway. It's kind of too far out of the way. Granted, some of the other areas are too far out of the way as well for some things. But that's what some people think of that little arena over there. There is some areas out that way to that direction that some people may also think that's where it could go. Another popular or semi-popular idea, and I'm gonna run straight over there, is that maybe, and I wouldn't mind this idea personally, because I'm getting tired of seeing these oil fields, is that maybe we can have a small quest fixes up the oil fields and makes it so that it's suitable for the horse market. I don't think this is going to be something that we do either. Although I would love to see something done with this area, it's not something that I think they're going to have us do because it's a major... Okay, maybe not a major quest piece, but it is part of storyline quest and all that. As if it was this area, then the horse market would not be open for any new riders until they complete the quest that deals with the oil fields here. Ugh. I haven't been in the oil fields in a while, so I don't think this would be the area that it would be in. Another suggested area, and I'm gonna run over here, is that, and I don't know how many people have mentioned this, but the horse track here. The horse track could be fixed up, and then the horse market could take up residence in the center area. I don't, as much as that's a nice idea, I don't think this would be suitable either, because you'll have people coming over here to buy horses and then people coming over here to do races. Which that's a setup that is at Steve's, but they don't have a lot of horses for sale at Steve's. And again, this would require doing some quest stuff to change a object or something that was already here for a long time. Not that I'm opposed to the track being fixed up, but I just don't think that's the plan. There's just too much here that would need to be done. So, that doesn't leave very many areas within the Silverglade area. And they mentioned the Baroness, so it is Silverglade. It's not going to be Eponia. It's not going to be Golden Hills Valley. It's not going to be anywhere near Jorvik Stables. It is going to be in the Silverglade area. So anywhere from here to Fairgrove and Valedale, excuse me. So this whole little area right here is where we're looking at, which is a huge area. You could argue that you could put it in the Everwind Fields. I don't think so. I think there's still some quest elements and whatnot that happens in the Everwind Fields. And there's also the bunny race. So I don't think it's going to go in the Everwind Fields either. There is a small quest that happens here between the river and the vineyard. So I don't think it's going to go there. It is possible that somewhere along the beach, maybe even Moorland Beach, that they could have it. There's just not a lot of areas that you can do in Silverglade without having to move a quest or move a race or mess with a champ. It's to the point that there is just too much there. Now, on the argument side, the Fairgrove area has plenty of space too. I don't think it's going to be there either, though, because I don't know how much control this Baroness has over Fairgrove. I mean, I know Silverglade Council handles affairs in Silverglade Village and some of the Moorland area, but do they really have ownership of that area? Who knows? I mean, James runs Fort Pinta. So if it was between Fort Pinta and Moorland, then I don't know if James would have to have a say or if Mr. Moorland would have to have a say, because Mr. Moorland owns Moorland Stables. Which, on that note, Moorland's one of the few places that doesn't have horses for sale. You have horses for sale in a lot of areas, but not in Moorland. Actually, you don't have any horses for sale in Jarlaheim. The closest place you have is Paddock. Getting off track there. So, I really do think probably near that little area near Fort Pinta would be a good bet for it. I haven't seen any indications of any other area, because usually when they start setting up for something major, they have a bit of stuff laying around already that can be used. Now, this whole little area out here in the rest of Everwind, the other part of Everwind they couldn't use, but like this whole little area, they could use it. It's not too far from Steve's, which Steve's is a central location, and it's not too far from Marley's. I don't think it interrupts too much of any quest line stuff here in this part of Everwind, so it's possible it can go over here. Hold up. Flat area? I don't think it's gonna go over here, though. I mean, this is another flat area I don't remember, so maybe I'm misremembering. I'll have to look later, but I guess what we need to look for is any area that was recently leveled out. And there's a lot of flat spaces in and around Everwind Fields. But I don't think this area here would be suited for that. Oh, and I didn't introduce my horse. This is Batir. And yes, his name is a combination of Bat and tier. And if you say it fast enough, it does not sound like individual words. It actually sounds like a name. So, Batir is the name I chose for this Jorvik Wild. Little bit of information there. The other wild name is Daydream. So yeah, I'm interested to see what they're going to do with that update and see if there is any, if I'm right, and if they chose to put it over by Fort Penta, or if I'm severely wrong and they chose to put it near Steve's, near the manor, or somewhere that nobody suspected they would put it. If they want to keep it in a central location, Steve's or Silverglade is the most central part of the Silverglade region. I just don't know where they would exactly put it unless they plan to take out some of these fields. Excuse me. But Fort Penta would make it so that it's open to new riders. So, Silverglade Village, Steve's versus Fort Penta. I'm still betting on Fort Penta. Because, heck, why not? I mean, they're doing a lot of stuff that they, in various areas as far as updating and hidden updates and all that. Also, I wouldn't say that they could put it up here. They probably could, but there's a minor sub-quest that happens up here, so I don't think they would put it up here at all. Even though it's a flat area. Alright, so that is my idea of where they could put it. Again, there just isn't a lot of notable spaces that they can put something like that. That's easy to access for all players. And if they did want to not include all the players, if they wanted to have new players not have access to it, then they could very well put it in a area that's farther away. And yes, the music's kind of mixed up here, but it looks like when your horse, you automatically get off your horse. Huh, interesting. Can I still go in with my horse though? Yeah, it's just it stops the first time. I love what they did with this area. I actually would come over here more often now than previously. They did a really good job on Doyle's Abbey, despite changing up the Fort Penta champ. So yeah, that's my take. Take it or leave it. If you want to, you can put your ideas, but I can tell you that by the time this video goes up, the update's gonna already be out. So this video will be obsolete as soon as Wednesday occurs. So, until next time, everybody, and maybe I will combine this video with the other video. We'll see, but who knows? I will, if this video does well, as far as the quality and no skipping, or any of the skipping that does happen was affected by the server itself, I will start recording with this recorder instead of OBS and not have to fight too much. But if it doesn't work out very well and if I see a lot of skipping, back to plan B and using lower quality footage on OBS. And this video may not go up at all. We'll see and find out. But anyway, until next time, everybody, this is Dream and Batir signing off, and we'll see you on the update. Bye-bye.